Tuesday practice, first and 10, second down, punt, return. Tomorrow's third down, so preparation continues. It's great to be excited, but you gotta keep your standards high and prepare.
Coach, how was the bye week? Did it come at a good time? We asked you before the bye week, but now that you've had it, you're getting ready for this football game. Did it come at a good time?
Well, it came when it came, so you make it a positive. And one of the positives is you get a couple guys some time to heal up if they're dinged up and get out and recruit a little bit and get a little jump on the next opponent. So I thought we had a good bye week.
Did you get a chance to look at App State? Has that been a major focus even during the bye week? I know you want to work on yourself a little bit too, but I'm guessing you jump on App quite a bit too.
Yeah, I looked at App, really looked at all the Sun Belt opponents all spring, summer. App last week. During Norfolk, had a chance to watch some Sun Belt teams that week a little bit in my free time. So, yep.
What are your impressions of App, having seen them now a lot?
Oh, I mean, there's a reason they win the championship almost every single year. They've got a great brand. They've built their program. They have tradition. They've got a culture. Their kids play hard. They're tough. They got good players. They're extremely well coached. They've got really good facilities down there also. So, they've had some big wins in their past, in their history. They've got good name recognition. They're a top program.
Do you sit back like a fan and watch the game last week?
I watched the game, but not like a fan.
Watch a little bit different, don't you?
Yeah.
What do you see out of a player like Chase Bryce leading this App State team?
Veteran guy playing with a lot of confidence. Big guy, 6'3", 235, can really sling it, can make all the throws. Got good mobility too. And, you just can't let him run out of the pocket. So he's got a lot of really good players around him. Offensive line really functions well. They've got a good running game, which always helps the pass game. Got a stable receivers. They got 4 really nice tight ends. And you can't sleep on the tight ends because they make critical catches at critical times. They play a lot of different receivers, a lot of different running backs. They've got really nice design. It's his second year in the offense, so with repetition comes learning. And, the more success you have, the more confident you become.
How different is home game preparation from away game preparation, if there really is any difference?
There's no difference really throughout the week. It's all the same. Monday's Monday, Thursday's Thursday. Now, once you get down there and you're playing on the road, you got to really stay locked in, play with great poise. You got to block the crowd out, can't get caught up in the emotions of the game. In some respects, you got to create your own energy through positive performance. So it'll be a tremendous challenge. Our kids are really excited. Everybody's excited for this challenge. It's going to be a good measuring stick, I think, for us. App's a really good football team. But right now the focus is kind of trying to put ourselves in the best position to play our best on Saturday.
It's just how much different is the approach when you're going against a team that will be able to run the ball against you at least somewhat, not going to hold them under 20 yards probably like you have here the past couple.
I mean, the approach really never changes. You prepare, you try to put your guys in the best position possible. You prepare them as well as you can. Hope the standards are kept high on their end in terms of their preparation and practice and off-the-field habits. And then, you kick off and things happen. And it's just so happened, we whipped Middle Tennessee pretty good up front and kept them off balance. And they couldn't generate a run game. And Norfolk, we came out and took care of business. And App State has always been able to run the ball, well, inside, outside zone, some other things that they do. So, it'll be a good test for us. It'll be a good test for them.
You mentioned after the last game that the first 2 games didn't really present that big of a challenge at running back. What kind of challenge does their running back room present that, this team hasn't seen so far?
Well, anytime you talk about the running game, you got to start with the offensive line and the tight ends. Those are the guys doing, the heavy lifting, and they're really good at what they do. And they play a lot of different tight ends, a lot of different personnel groupings, and formationally do a nice job. The running backs break tackles. They run hard. They got a couple big guys, 220-pounder, a couple of those guys, 210. They got a real fast guy. Hadn't played the last 2 weeks, but, was really special in the Carolina game. They've got about 5 of them. So we got to tackle well. But we got to win the battle up front. We got to win the one-on-one battles, and every guy's got to do his job. Can't have a guy in the wrong gap. Whatever we call in defense. Can't call blitz and he's supposed to go left and he goes right, or in anything, because that's when you give up big plays.
And how exciting is it for you guys to hit the road for your first Sun Belt game, but play in front of a sold-out crowd?
I mean, the crowd, that's nice, but, I think this is a game that has the potential to be a natural rivalry, has been in the past. I think both these programs have a similar history in some respects, and the foundation, the building blocks of each program are very similar, I think. So I think it's a game that, as the years go by, can really be a great rivalry. And our guys are excited to play. Their place is going to be sold out. When they come up here next year, our place is going to be sold out.
App's been really efficient on fourth and manageables, fourth and short so far the last few weeks. What do you need to do on early downs to kind of get them out of third and manageables and fourth and shorts and keep it, a long ways to the sticks?
That's a loaded question. Get them to 2nd and 10. Well, a lot of those fourth downs have been, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, sometimes plus territory. So, but when you're a good running team, you're usually going to be ahead of the sticks. But they can run it and they can throw it equally well. And they have a lot of weapons. They can spread the ball around.
And maybe talk to me about a guy who I don't feel like it's been talked about that much. And, Kyle Davis. What have you seen from his kind of growth of the program? And then now leading a whole new snap, hold, kick operation.
Mm-hmm.
How has he kind of grown through his years?
Well, he's old Grizzly veteran. He was FCS All-American long snapper and one of the most popular guys on the team. He lost his running mates. First he lost Danucci, then he lost Harry, and so. But he's top-notch long snapper. He's in graduate school. He's going to get great degrees. Excellent student. He loves JMU, and he's one of our 5th or 6th year guys.
You kind of talked about watching film of App in their first 3 games. Does it make it easier or harder to prepare kind of how they've played 3 totally different games so far?
Well, that's a good question, because every game, every opponent runs a different style of offense, defense, and so that your next opponent will feature certain things, and people change and they morph during the season too. And we also have all 12 or 13 games from last year, which, so we watch them all. But you do see trends and tendencies. Every team is a little different. Like they're a little different this year than they were last year. And then depending on who's available, who's not available, and things can change a little bit, tweak schemes week to week. So that goes on.
And Todd Centeo obviously proved himself extremely so far, but how are you getting him ready, for that quarterback battle with Chase Bryce?
It's not a quarterback battle between him and Chase Bryce. He's our quarterback. He's our leader, and we're going to try to put him in position to give him the best chance to be successful. And they're going to do the same.
We've talked a little bit about App's offense. What have you seen of their defense and how you think Todd and your receivers and your running backs can match and beat them to be able to score?
They've always played really good defense. They're very multiple. They base out of a 3-down, but can play 4-down. They've got a blitz package. And they held A&M to 14 points, really shut them down well. So, they rose to the occasion in the second half when they needed to last week against Troy. They've had a couple guys out. They got a couple guys that can really come off the edge. But I see a lot of really good football players, a lot of quickness and a lot of speed.
If you could characterize this App State team with like a couple adjectives, do you have any that would come to mind?
They're tough. They're gritty. They're well coached. They're fundamental. They play hard.
Did you have a chance to kind of self-evaluate your team after a couple weeks with the bye and kind of hone in on some things that really worked and didn't?
I'm always, every week. Now we had 2 lopsided games, so
right.
But that always goes on.
How about we were talking about their tight ends? You've done a lot of 12 personnel this year, and have you liked how that's been so far through the first 2 games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we've got some quality tight ends in the program, and so we're able to do a few more things. And the running game, anytime you can run the quarterback a little bit, helps the running game. puts defense in conflict. The +1 runs, opens up the pass game a little bit too, and so we'll see how it goes this week.
Explore the great outdoors with the all-new Charlie Oball RV and Outdoor Superstore. You've got to see it to believe it. Come shop our mega showroom located off I-81 and I-64 in Stanton. Hundreds of new and pre-owned campers of all sizes in stock and ready for making memory. New campers like the Keystone Hideout starting as low as $175 per month. It's the only store you need to visit for the latest deals on fishing, hunting, electric golf carts, electric bikes, and all the best outdoor apparel. Visit CharlieOballRV.com or stop by and start camping. And God bless America.